minutes.
Yes. I'm gonna put a timer on you.
Ooh,
Like
yeah.
I said, you don't have to go over every detail.
No, I'm not.
She's very thorough in everything she sent me.
Well, that's why people can read it. I'll talk
Exactly.
fast
Exactly.
and just try to get to the point. Oh,
That you need to clips.
Oh, clips.
See, look at you. We're just clipping
okay, yeah.
on. This is your slide changer, forward, backward, and laser.
Okay. So let me make sure I know how to use this. Okay. So for 1 minute, I am going to say that it is just such an honor to be here with you, Dr. Cox. Each one, there's just such a presence, and we are called to be here. And we're serving. And we're making changes, and it's everywhere. I became a chiropractor. I stumbled upon it. I was going to go to law school. I was in a horrible car accident. That got me into chiropractic. I needed to care of myself. After 3 chiropractors, I went to a chiropractor that did something called DNFT. I didn't know what it was. Very gentle. She'd give me a little copper to put in my hand. She would look at my feet. It was very gentle. Helped me. I went to massage school. As I lived in Southern California at the time, the massage therapist worked on me. He went to Institute of Psychostructural Balancing. I went to do Tai Chi before I started working on people. So when I came to chiropractic, couldn't get manipulated. I just needed gentle work. DNFT, people think it's kind of voodoo. She does neuro-emotional technique. She hired me to be her assistant while she was treating me getting back. Couldn't really get, in school I went, people want to practice on each other. I couldn't afford it because it would put me back in, and it took me 3 years to rehab from this. I was 26, my life, just so many things going on. And I was in a deep valley, and I know who my creator is, I know why. And you are we are so blessed. I put this on because I was getting to here. It's just such an honor to be in your presence, Dr. Cox. We can never repay you for what you've done, but we are repaying you by helping the world and those that come to us. We don't need to look for anyone that come to us. I have the privilege. God is so good. He is just so good, and He's continued to bless us. I have to leave the seminar early because I have to go and hop to Kauai for a week and sit by the cottage because of the work that I do. I deserve it. I need to take care of myself. We need to take care of ourselves so we can take care of others. We need to walk the walk and take care of us no matter what. We're always going to have pain. We're always going to have suffering on this world. But we are here for a reason. We have to embrace that, just like you did. You have dedicated your life to all this research. Oh, did you see that article? No, I didn't. But you know what? I come here, I get filled up, and I know all this stuff. I know that, we got to just use all this stuff. So, so I moved up, I met Dr. McMurray and Dr. Hoffman. Dr. McMurray was doing activator methods. I was doing SOT. I've done all these while I was still in school. And it came time for me to do a postceptorship. And I live in Azusa, California, Southern California. My parents were immigrants. They just wanted me to go to school. I stumbled upon chiropractic. Here I am. So then I thought, I want to come back. I was helping so many people, even with massage. I want to come back to my town and serve my town. And it came time, where am I going to go? I had a position to go to San Diego, to come up to San Jose, California, to go to Florida and San Diego, a few other places. It doesn't matter. So I got here. Everywhere we go, everything we do, God provides it for us. He opens the door. I was able to be with Dr. McMurray and Dr. Hoffman for 3 years doing associate. I am not afraid to see people walk in like that. I was afraid. One time Dr. McMurray left me in charge, and then I went to go treat other people. I come back. I'm so busy, the guy couldn't get off the table, and I was like, and he had to go somewhere. I was like, what the heck? The big guy, the assistant, luckily he was there to help while I was going somewhere and I couldn't sleep. But anyway, that passed. But see, I had the guidance. It came before I even opened my office. I bought an office on Tully Road in San Jose. I was there for 9 years. Before I opened the office, I bought a Cox table. The Cox table, and I had an activator table, and I had a laser, a cold light laser. And so this is the technique. It's not me. I don't do the magic. I follow the protocol for all those research for every time you stay up late in everything you do. This lady, I'm a cranial sacral therapist as well. I had a friend that had a stroke, couldn't do anything to help her, but put essential oils in her room. So anyhow, comes back. So now I've been doing cranial sacral. It's amazing. It's the icing on top of this. So this lady calls me because I'm on the website. She's a beautiful woman. She called me because I'm on the craniosacral therapy website, and she said, my friend's daughter, who's a physical therapist down in San Diego, does craniosacral therapy, and she put her hands on me, and I've had this leg pain. So this is her revving her engine. She has a Lamborghini, okay? Her husband is a what are those people that they just, anyway, he just made a lot of money. Carl Berg, who's Carl Berg? He invests a lot of money. What are those people called? Anyhow, so she is 79 years young, and she came to me and she told me that she had craniosacral therapy, and all he did was put his hands, all the therapist did was put her hands on her for 10 minutes, and she was so in love. And that really helped her. She said, could you help me? And I said, you know what? First thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to let you know that I'm a chiropractor first. But I do provide craniosacral therapists, and I'll charge you. She goes, I don't even care how much you charge me. I said, okay, great, when could you come in? She gave me, she was telling me that she has pain in just her left leg, specifically in the left gluteal fold that comes around the thigh and it goes around the knee. Pain is generally dull, progresses to a burning tingling in the leg and behind the knee. The knee is the biggest thing. She has difficulty bending it, and at night she's really tired. She has a lot of pain. It wakes her up, and it's usually behind the knee and around the knee. She said the pain was like a 6 out of 10. The pain is better with sitting, and it's more severe with standing. She generally has no low back pain, and as I said, she found me on the website for craniosacral therapy and pain down the leg. So this is like my little intake form. Julie put this together. But see, her pain started March 15th, and she lived with it. Like majority of people out there are gonna live with it. They're gonna come back. If they come to a treatment plan or whatever, they're gonna stick with us. So she was more craniosacral. I said, I need 6 visits from you and see what we could do. So she said, here's the constant pain. It was a dull ache, burning, tingling, and it was getting better because she had the craniosacral therapy for one time. It's severe. Okay, so her goal, the reason she came to me is because a venture capitalist is her husband. And the reason she came to me, her husband's 80, she's 79, very, very active, because her granddaughter, which she raised, was going to be married on August 27th, so she wanted to be able to enjoy the wedding and walk her down, and it was in her home. So I'm not gonna go over the x-rays, you're the radiologist, but these are her x-rays. They had done them a few months prior, in May. She didn't come to me till July. So I look at the x-rays. Here's the x-rays. There's the flexion extension of her. She's very active, so basically I had Dr. Gatterman read her x-rays because I had permission to them. She's very active in volunteer activities at Santa Clara University. When she went to UCLA, so she's very involved with the sororities there. And she does a lot of event groups. She spends a lot of time in her garden and cares for her chickens. She has chickens and she's a homemaker. She presently has left low back sciatic pain, describes as an ache into her left leg, focal pain around the knee, occasional pain. It's in the lower leg, and the foot is also noted sometimes. So again, so then this is Dr. Gatterman's response. So he says she has a spondylolisthesis of L5 on S1 and an anterior inclination of the spine because she's been walking like this and she has a little bit of a limp. So we go through her, she has a lot of facet arthrosis, L3 to S1. Remember, her goal is to get better for the wedding. That's all she cares about. And so here, at L5S1, she has a stable spondylolisthesis, degenerative changes, and then a lot of hyperactivity in the muscles. This is of the MRI. I think the MRI is going to be, did I show you guys MRI? I think I didn't have the MRI, I didn't give it to you. So, so then they're seeing a lot more stuff, pars defect, and I couldn't highlight things, so I had accidentally highlighted it. I just scanned it in. So we're looking at the L2, L3, L4, L5. There's 5 millimeters, 7 millimeters at 3, 4. That kind of makes sense going around the knee. I'm just going fast, Dr. Cox, because I'm on a time frame here, and this is just a beautiful case. And we got her better. So basically, I'm showing you her functional scale, lower extremity functional scale. She was with a little bit of difficulty with rolling over in bed. She'd wake up with her knee pain. She could walk 2 blocks, a little bit moderate difficulty walking a mile, doing her usual work, her household activities. She's very, very active again. She quite a bit of difficulty with squatting and performing her tasks around the house. She's really not, she's tired. Her granddaughter's getting married and she wants to enjoy it. So here's her oswestry. I try to keep up. I do have electronic notes, but I'm working with the patient and I'm not great at doing notes, but I did get an oswestry on her first visit and it was 7 points for her low back. So it's very mild. It prevents her from standing for more than 30 minutes or walking more than 2 miles. She can travel anywhere, but it gives her extra pain because of course she has to take care of her husband. She's a very positive person. She likes to travel. And her oswestry on the 24th is still 7 points, but she usually feels good for approximately 3 days before her symptoms start flaring up. And so we got her some orthotics. I got her some foot level orthotics. She ordered 2 pairs in motion for her tennis shoes and then some for her Birkenstocks. And I don't know, I didn't bring my shoes. Oh yeah, so I put my orthotics in my Birkenstocks too because they work wonderful. And she fell in love. That really helped her a lot. So then I do questionnaires in the office to ask them how much they feel improvement from when they first started coming in. Her 6th visit, she rated her pain a 3 out of 10. She told me I'm a miracle worker. And she's reported 90% improvement, but that's not real, right? Things are gonna come back. But that's, she felt a lot better. Her pain is very dull. She reports improvement. It lasts for approximately 3 days. And then she has left hip pain. It's like a 2 out of 10 in the left hip. In the left hip, the left leg is like a 3 out of 10, and the left knee 3 out of 10. She's happy. It interferes with her home activities and her ability to be active. So she says about 10%. So she's still able to do things. So now we go down to the 28th. She stated that she had a neuro consult because when she came to me, she was saying, you know what, I think I'm gonna get a cortisone injection because I want to be better, and she was also going to PT. I'm trying to follow that. Okay, so she's also very active. She does Pilates, and she goes to a physical therapy Pilates reformer studio, so I know she's good there. She states she had a neuro consult and informed him that she would hold off on the recommended injection and try the chiropractic and the Pilates at the physical therapy, private classes. She will also stop going to the PET because she experienced a flare-up on her visit. She will reconsider the cortisone if she gets another flare-up. And so I asked her with the PT, and it's not like I want to fight with PTs or, and I have a lot of friends that are medical doctors, and they, they refer me patients, but the PT was working on her knee and pulling her knee, and I'm trying to explain to her, I said, just hold off for 6 to 7 visits. So then I'm glad she agreed with it. On the 8th, her 10th visit, she reported 50% improvement. So that's a solid. First, she's excited, so she's 90% better. She gets her life back. She's done a lot of walking with minimal discomfort and continues to have mild to moderate pain around the knee when sleeping, and the pain will stand. So she's happy at 10 visits, but she's like, wait, my knee is still there. Okay, let's just keep going with this. As she noted on the 9th, same on the next day or something, yes, because I was seeing her, I'll go to her treatment plan, I think it's there, but I'll talk about it. On the next day, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I saw her on Thursday, and she noted that after 5 minutes, she began to experience a dull feeling in the front and behind her left knee. So she's really not happy with the knee this week. Wednesday and Thursday, she's not happy. But we get to visit 15, and she overall feels a 5 out of 10 pain. And it's progressing. The pain is reportedly as dull and achy. She rates a left SI joint now she's talking about the left SI joint, but it's like a 4, and the left leg's a 6. So I think she was thinking it was better before. It was like a 3 or something. Now we're on visit 15, so now she's getting picky and understanding what's going on with her. And then, and her left knee is a 7 out of 10, but she still reports 70% improvement overall. Her new complaint is she feels sore. She started wearing those Dart orthotics, but she's been wearing them. She just went off, and she moved. This lady moves around. So she started, and then she didn't take them off. She didn't go into them. So on the 15th, she's doing really well overall. Had a couple of episodes on Saturday when she felt her back, felt her back, had to stand in a line for a while at a store. While it made her really sore, went home and settled down. And today, was up early and had to get things done, notices that her feet feel really tired, has been wearing her orthotics all day, and has been busy with a lot of the time around. So we have to get people to comply as best as they can. Everybody's in a different place, and we also have to respect that. I tell people, you know what, I'll tell you what you need, but and I'll also give you and honor you what you want, but you're gonna get what you go for. So we have to get there. So on 8/18, she's doing a lot better. She hasn't had any knee pain in the middle of the night, has woke her up. This is visit 13, and now she's saying she's 70%. But she does have a lot of stress going on because her granddaughter's wedding's coming up, and she's trying to prepare everything. The wedding's at her house. It's just she had to buy koi for the pond and then get everybody situated. And anyway, so then on the 25th, she's feeling really good. Only feet have their moments. She has been using her orthotics constantly and didn't follow the protocol. Hasn't had any pain in the night, and she gets up without pain in the morning, which is a big deal. She has stress with the upcoming wedding, but otherwise is excited that she is doing approximately 70–80% improved. The only thing that really hurts is her feet and mild soreness in her left foot. So then we go to the 29th, the Monday after the wedding. She had a wedding over the weekend, and the biggest complaint was her feet hurt. She feels her feet are the weak link. She didn't notice any pain, only when standing for a few minutes and not move. She felt a little uncomfortable, noticed that she was busy with the wedding, arranging, carrying, lifting, and was able to do pretty much everything. She was doing everything. So her feet are swollen today. This morning she awakes at 5:30. She felt restless, as if something's not feeling right, then realized her feet were a burning sensation. On the 30th, she was cleaning the sorority house, so now she's getting used to her orthotics. As she said, this lady down there, they're beautiful. They are so blessed. And she was cleaning the sorority house, and she tripped over a cord between her sandal and her foot, and she took a step and took a crash. She fell onto her foot, onto her knees, and probably her left elbow. She assessed herself and sat there for a while, and it hurt. This is autocorrect. She had pain in her knees, and she had visible bruising when she came to me. She comes to me like a child, like, you gotta fix me, I messed up your work. She had a rough night, but progressively getting better on the 1st. She did a lot of walking, errands, and felt normal. Starting getting back to normal functions and motion, but notices the sides of her thighs and hips are sore now. In the last week, she's also been doing Pilates with stronger bands with the physical therapist, and working with general corrective movements. Now, I also, during the pandemic, you gotta make the best out of things. Well, I also, when I came last time to your seminar, I was here, and then I stayed in Kihei for a week because I have to process all this. And then I went and took Pilates classes because before the pandemic in 2019, I loved Pilates Reformer. And I said, you know what, people always tell me they work out and they do lunges and squats, and you know, we let them go out and we trust that they do, but they're not doing things right. They don't have proper alignment, proper motion. Pilates is magic, and it's helped me. I'm my first patient, and I know I have to take care of myself, and I might as well. So then I bought the Reformer. I came here to your seminar, and I went to Kihei, and I found a studio, and I did Pilates there for 4 days. Then they said, oh, we could certify you in Pilates. You come back in 10 days. So I got excited, and I signed up, and then I was like, oh, shoot. Wait, I have a business, but you know what? That comes second. There's people that need me there, but I need to be good first. So I'm all ready to come back. I'm like just trying to organize patients to make sure I leave them in a good place. And then what happens? The pandemic hits. So I organized, and I'm doing STOP method. STOP method, it's big physical therapy. They love it, and the books are so wonderful. So this lady calls me. She's like, you're 1 in 12. A therapist, I need you to come work for me to teach Pilates. I was like, what are you talking about? Well, the pandemic hit, I was registered, and she didn't take me off the list. So I said, no, but I want to take the classes. Can I come take, because there's nothing going on and you need to take care of yourself. And she didn't want me to take the classes, she wanted me to teach. So anyway, she said, okay, look, West Valley College, it's a community college in the area. God is so good. He is this, what he keeps doing in my life is just so amazing that I can't even explain it. It's like 15 minutes from my office from my house, which my house and my office are less than a mile away from each other. Also, the gym that I teach Pilates is also less than a mile. It's just beautiful. And so then I go to West Valley College during the pandemic. They have a Pilates teacher certification program, is able to transfer things, so I got through the pandemic doing all this Pilates. So anyway, I do it in the office, I have people get on the reformer, and then we see how they're standing, I show them things to do, and then we move from there, all the pelvic tilts, everything, but I like the reformer because it really, you have to sustain the springs and really work that. Just like we say, Pilates are coming for us. We gotta do that rehab stuff as good as we can, and we gotta teach them whichever way we can. That's just what works for me, and people love it, and I get the best joy of knowing that I help somebody make a difference when they go out there, and they come back so excited about what they're doing and how they watched in their alignment and all this stuff. So anyway, she, on the 22nd visit, this is after the wedding, you know, and everything, and she feels a 3 out of 10. She feels the same since the last visit. She had the new injury, even though she had the fall after tripping on the cord. She also had another fall. Pain reported as dull. The hip is a 2, the left leg is a 3, the knee is a 3, the feet are a 5. She's still complaining about those darn orthotics. She feels, but remember her spine, right? Something has to sustain her. She has to balance it, the legs to balance everything else, and that didn't happen over time, you know, in our spines. Feels 30% improvement since last visit, which I don't know, was it more than a week? She comes at least once a week. She used to come twice a week. Solid 60% improvement. It interferes with her at-home responsibilities by 10%, and she feels that too much walking and the fall has prolonged her recovery. Otherwise, she's amazing. She's so happy. So she has been an amazing patient and continued on a regular treatment schedule, with the exception of traveling to and from her other homes for 1 to 2 weeks at a time. So her treatment schedule, she came to me on, I think I was on I treat Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And she believed she came to me on a Wednesday, and then she came back on a Thursday, and that's why it's 2 times a week for 1 week. And then I said, I need to see you next week. Let's see you Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. She said she comes. Then we continued 2 times a week for 8 weeks. The wedding was at the end of the 5th week, and she was reporting a 70 to 80 improvement. Only outside flare-up was initially when she was going to see the PT, who focused on extending her knee. I asked her to hold on any other providers for now, and she did. She was 1 week away in her home, beautiful home in Newport Beach. And then she came back, and I saw her 1 time a week for 3 weeks, every Thursday. And then her husband started coming to me as well, because he's fine. But when he's driving either his Porsche or her Lamborghini, his leg starts to fall asleep after about 20 minutes, and he doesn't have a problem, but years ago he did. I can't get x-rays on him or anything, but he loves to walk, he loves to hike, he has to get his miles in. So he started coming to me because she's telling him what to do. We get him on the reformer, he's working out, he's happy, and then I adjust him on the Cox table. I do the activator on the Cox table, and then I traction him out. So as we're going on, I'm really focusing on her, and I'm kind of just and he's starting to get dementia, and so she has a lot of stress from taking care of him. But they have their home in Newport Beach, then they come back 1 time a week for 3 weeks, and I see her and then him, and he goes for a walk 2 times a week for 1 week, because she had that fall and she was leaving to her home in Indiana. And I said, when you go to Indiana, you have the best doctor there, and so she said, no, I'll come back to you, but just because she thinks I'm the miracle worker with everything, but that table is just amazing. I told her, don't worry if you have a flare up. And then she was in her Indiana home, and I assured them that because the best Cox doctor and his son would be in Fort Wayne, Indiana for her. And then she comes back, and I saw her 1 time for 1 week, and then 2 times for the 1 week because something must have happened to her, and then 1 time a week for about 4 weeks. This is the end of the year, and I close my office on December 15th. And I try to get people there that need me, and I don't open up till January 9th again. So in between that time, she told me she was going to take care of herself, but then she has a fall while she was in her chicken coop. And she came to see me on the 12th, and then she recovered well just after that treatment. So she has also been doing her 1-hour private Pilates reformer therapy at the PT Pilates office, and as well as 30 minutes in the office with me. On the 31st of January, she began to take reformer group classes with up to 7 other students 1 time a week on Tuesdays at 5:30, that I happen to be the instructor at this beautiful club in downtown. And she and her husband come. He's 80 years young, and he's starting to get dementia, but he's also very active, and I can't really control him, but I try to show him what to do, and he's there bouncing around, and she's doing now, even at the physical therapy, they're like, you can take group classes, you don't need to come. For her, the funds, they don't have to worry about anything, and she flew out to her Newport home on the 17th of February to return on March 3rd, and will continue on our routine. She and her husband are a fun couple and great patients. And so this is their motorhome. That's Doug, and that's Barbara there. And they bought this motorhome during the pandemic because they wanted to have somewhere to go. And you know, they're just such beautiful people, and they have better, basically they didn't use over, I don't know, maybe it has like 4,000 miles on it, and they're ready to sell it, and he loves driving this thing. He doesn't have any leg pain when he's in that or in his Dodge. And so, yeah, so now they're selling it. Their place has a fireplace in there, but they're ready to sell it for $412,000 if you would like that. Yeah, because they were having more difficulty. They decided they're a little too old for that. So, and she's also very grateful because she's able to throw a hatchet, and that's her family, that's her pride and joy right there. And so that, she said, and she even sent me pictures to put in, you know, because of you I can do this. And so there's Doug, you know, Doug he's amazing. I don't need to do the pointer because I don't know how to do it, but, and Barbara, and those are her daughters and her grandsons and the husbands, and yeah, they're just, and her daughter lives in Newport, the other daughter lives in Gatos as well. Beautiful, beautiful family. And there's her granddaughter at their wedding, yeah. So she was really excited. She sent me that picture, and she wanted me to thank you very, very much for all the work that you've dedicated to help me be able to be an instrument to her. And yeah, Dr. Cox, I know that you say that you can't get people to, you know, to donate money for research. I don't have, I'm like dyslexic, and because of you, I'm amazing. I have the confidence that I wouldn't have in myself. And I don't have very much, but I have wonderful people around me that I love, and I'm happy. And I know that this world, there's so much trouble. And like when my grandparents would say, he's coming soon, it's like, now he has to come. I can't wait until we're done with this place. But right now, what I want to give you is I want to actions speak louder than words. This isn't a lot of money, and I wish I could put more zeros behind it, but I would love for you to use that through research. And I want to ask, just bless all of you, and God will continue and bless us and keep us and shine his light upon us and be gracious to us and all our loved ones so we can continue to do our work. And you know, this lady, it's just, this is priceless. What I get from here is priceless. And so yeah, is this my last slide?
That's your last.
Yay!
All right, look at you.
Okay, oh yeah.
Unattached. All right, let's see. Dad, go for it.
Okay. And don't take too much time, Dr. Cox, and don't use your throat too much, but, or use it now and then you'll rest. Thank you.
Sure. Can I just say one final thought? I'd give anything to treat that lady myself.
Well, she comes Fort Wayne, all of us, I'll tell her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I videoed this so because she wanted to see the video, so I want to make sure you're in it. So what did you see that black thing right there? What would you like to say to Barbara?
Well, Barbara, I think your spondylolisthesis is central to your problem. I think you have egoic syndrome, and I bet your hamstrings are shorter than they can be. And if you stay with this doctor, you're going to get maximum results.
Woohoo!
You're just typical of a good chiropractic patient for this technique.
And what do we have to tell her husband that thinks he just has to do Pilates and doesn't have to do this table and the little picking on his back with the little instrument?
Yeah. Well, you can tell him that you can polish your car, but it better be in pretty good shape. We got to get him in shape first. But
yeah.
It's a beautiful case.
Yes.
Sure.
Thank you.
Are you gonna wrap something up, or?
There's a check.
Yeah, I didn't know who to make it out to, Julie.
Okay, I will get it to Dr. Cruz.
Oh, yes, but just make sure you write it to the attention of
Okay, I'll
somebody.
put Kaiser on there.
Okay, because I was gonna say Dr. Cox, but I don't want.
No, it's gotta go
Yes,
to Kaiser.
Yes.
We'll get it there.
So do you have RV parking?
Actually, yes.
Or we could drive it to you and you can have it and just hang out there. It has a fireplace and everything.
My son had one of those things.
Oh, yeah.
He just got
That'd be
rid of
quick.
it, he bought
That's
a
all.
little
It's all
house.
visual.
Yeah.
You know what a little house is? It's
I'll,
about
just
500
show